What's good, y'all? Welcome back, and welcome back to yet another video. I'm here to discuss July 4th weekend, right? Happy 4th of July. Today's July 4th. Um, this weekend coming up is the Chicago Street Course. Chicago Street Course has been a bit interesting to say the least. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, hopefully it's clear skies this weekend because, bro, let me tell you something. When it keeps raining and raining and raining, bro, it's like, how do these cars really race here? You know what I'm saying? How do these cars really race here without all the rain, without all the storms, without all this, that, and the third? And honestly, the rain definitely makes the races more interesting, the road course races, because the next gen car is not the best at road courses. It really isn't. And add some rain into it, boom, you have a much better show than what you were probably going to get otherwise. And I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, the last 2 years of Chicago, I've enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? I've really enjoyed it lately. You know what I'm saying? I get it's a lot more chaos, but sometimes a little bit of chaos, it's just fine with me. Not all the time, though. I like to see a lot more skill present instead of luck or rain or, stuff like that. Let's get some dry conditions. Let's have everything play out a bit normally. But apparently there might be some rain in the forecast, unfortunately, because let's have a dry track. Let's have a dry track here. Like, come on now, let's have a dry race one day. Like, it's credible that potentially 3 years in a row is gonna rain at one race. That's wild. But that's the July 4th weekend. That's the July race now. Before that, it was Road America, and before that, I think it was Daytona. I felt like there was another race in between. But hey, Chicago Street Course is the July 4th weekend race. You're going to see all the patriotic cars this weekend instead of what? Daytona. So yeah, like I said, it's July 4th today. You know what I'm saying? Happy July 4th to everybody. One tradition that I wish we could go back to is Daytona at the July 4th weekend. Bro, let me tell you something. I've always loved that. I've always loved the July 4th weekend at Daytona. That's where it's at. That's what I've always liked. I'm not going to lie to you. I prefer Daytona in July than August. You know what I'm saying? That's what I prefer. That's what I will always prefer. I will never change that up. I want July 4th weekend to be Daytona and not Chicago. And I can only be honest when I say that. The magic was there. The magic was always there when the Colt 0400 was at Daytona. The magic was there. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the midsummer feel at Daytona. I don't know, with the fireworks before the race and after the race a little bit. It's like, I don't know, the magic was there and I loved it. And I loved it so very much. It was just everything to me. I loved July 4th weekend at Daytona. It was just special. July 4th made NASCAR Daytona feel even more magical. I love that weekend. Instead, Daytona is now the regular season championship race, the final race of the regular season. Although it definitely is interesting because that's the last race before the playoffs, and it's the last chance for all these guys to luck their ways into the playoffs, luck themselves into a win and into the playoffs. Like, nowadays, you need a lot more luck than skill. I'm gonna be honest, at these plate tracks, you need a lot more luck. Most definitely, you need a lot of luck. Like, the most random guys be winning nowadays. There was random guys winning back then too. I'll be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? There'll be random guys back then too. Drivers who wouldn't necessarily run the best throughout the year, throughout other races, but all of a sudden these plate tracks are it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be honest. Like, Michael Waltrip was one of them. Michael Waltrip was great at plate tracks. Matter of fact, he had more skill at plate tracks than the skilled drivers have now at plate tracks. It seems like Michael Waltrip was legendary at plate tracks. Actually, for like 4 years. Actually, then after that, the rest wasn't really nothing else. But I love Michael Waltrip though. Shout out to Michael Waltrip. But let's be real. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I will say that, luck has always been a factor at play tracks. But it seems like that luck is a lot more needed nowadays than it was back then. And I don't know. But to get themselves into the playoffs off of that, oof, that's a whole other conversation. Whole different conversation. I'm not a fan of the playoffs, but I don't want Daytona to be used as, oh, your last chance. Da da da. No, I don't want that to be the case. I'm gonna be honest with you. I prefer Daytona to be the July 4th weekend. If I could be honest with you, I really prefer it being the July 4th weekend race. I don't know, the tradition, it really is in my heart. Like, my heart wants it to stay. Like, Road America, right? When it was the July 4th weekend for like 2 seasons, I think. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nah, I didn't care for that track to be the July 4th weekend race. No, nah, I didn't want that. Road America was nice. Don't get me wrong, I like Road America, but July 4th weekend, nah, that's not what I wanted it to be. Daytona was lit. That was incredible. That was an incredible race. That was an incredible race at July 4th weekend, and I pray to God they do it one day. But the guys down in Daytona Beach, you know, in Florida, Florida does not want NASCAR to return to the July 4th weekend spot. That's unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. I guess just from a fan, from a selfish point of view, bro, I would love to see it back at July 4th weekend. That's what I would really like for it to be. In my opinion, yeah, switch Daytona to the July 4th weekend again. Switch it back and let Atlanta be the regular season race. Fuck it, why not? Let Atlanta be the final season, because the final regular season race, because we have another plate track now. You know what I'm saying? If NASCAR still wants that quote unquote entertainment, bro, put Atlanta as that track. Let's get Atlanta as the regular season finale, because Atlanta was lit last weekend. Atlanta was lit. I enjoyed it. So, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, Atlanta on July 4th weekend will actually be very exciting. I could definitely see that being a hit, most definitely. And I think that's the end of the video. Yeah, happy July 4th, everyone. And yeah, please, NASCAR, I would love for y'all to make Daytona the July 4th weekend race again. That would be so fire. But I get it, the residents probably don't want it. Florida doesn't really want it. So, you know, it is what it is. But this is just what I had to say on July 4th weekend. So, happy 4th.